Neil Poston for the state.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Court Interpreter Pedro Davis with two apparently on the list for this morning. I'll stand by.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Davis. And do we have Mr. Castro Molina first?
Yes, we can do that, Your Honor. Give me one moment.
Okay.
Your Honor, the state had to guess as to your direct email. Did I get it correctly?
Yeah, I think you got it correctly, but I wasn't able to take a look at it, but thank you.
Yep.
Can't speak felony records. Let's not know what's going on. Good morning, Judge. Patrick Santini for the accused.
Good morning, Mr. Santini. How are you?
Doing well. Nice to see you.
You. Sir, are you Mr. Castro Molina?
Señor, ¿usted es señor Castro Molina?
Sí.
En voz alta.
Sí.
Okay, good
Yes.
morning.
Buenos días.
This is your initial appearance, sir. You've been arrested for
Esta es su comparecencia inicial, señor. Ha sido detenido por las ciertas acusaciones. Espere.
a variety of counts, including 5 counts of possession of a narcotic drug for sale,
Son varias acusaciones, incluyendo 5 cargos distintos de posesión de droga narcótica para la venta,
5 counts of transporting a narcotic drug for sale,
5 acusaciones de transporte de droga narcótica para la venta,
5 counts of possession of a narcotic drug, and 5 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia.
5 acusaciones de tenencia de droga narcótica y 5 acusaciones de tenencia de parafernales de droga.
And then finally, 1 count of possession of manufacturing a narcotic drug.
Y por último, una acusación de manufactura de droga narcótica.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you.
Señor, tiene usted el derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá usar en contra suya en el caso pendiente.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case.
Tiene derecho a tener representación de un abogado en todos los procedimientos de este caso.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed by the court, and we will be doing that this morning.
Si no tiene manera de contratar su propio abogado, se le designa un abogado de oficio. Nos encargaremos de ese detalle esta mañana.
And you have an attorney, Mr. Santini, seated next to you for this hearing.
Esta mañana está sentado el abogado de oficio, el señor Santini, a su lado.
For all future hearings, I'm appointing the public defender.
Para todas las audiencias futuras, estoy designando la representación de la oficina de los abogados de oficio del condado.
And in preparation for today's initial appearance, I've reviewed certain materials.
Para preparar la audiencia de hoy, ya he repasado ciertos datos que se me han aportado.
That includes the pretrial services report.
Esto incluye...
Sorry.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
That
Esto incluye... Go ahead, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right, no, that's all right. It's my bad. I'm new at this. Okay, that includes
No.
the pretrial services report, the interim complaint, and the recommendation by the state.
Eso incluye el informe preliminar de la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio, la querella inicial y también la recomendación de la Fiscalía del Estado.
And the state is recommending a $15,000 bond and pretrial services in the event that that bond is posted.
Lo que recomienda el fiscal es una fianza de $15,000 más supervisión después por la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio si no le depositar la fianza y es liberado.
And I'd like to hear from the defense, please.
La defensa me comentará lo suyo también.
Judge, weighing towards Mr. Castro Molina's release today, I'd like to note that he is a 1-1 on both scales with no prior felony criminal history.
Lo que notaré, señor, tomando en consideración la posibilidad que se le excarcele el día de hoy, tomo nota que en el informe de la revisión de indagaciones tiene apuntaciones de 1 por 1 y falta de antecedentes penales en su historia personal.
And he's reported that he is self-employed as a car salesman. If you're not inclined to release Mr. Castro Molina today, Judge, I would ask for a more reasonable bond of $1,500 given his indigency.
El señor trabaja por su cuenta como agente de ventas de automóviles y en vista de lo que pido es una liberación, como se dijo el día de hoy mismo, y no se ve dispuesto a hacer eso, pedimos que se le excarcele, pero con una fianza más razonable de 1,500.
Okay, thank you. Anything further from the state?
¿Algo más de la fiscalía?
Your Honor, the state's position is the allegations speak for themselves. We've got upwards of 12 grams of cocaine, cash, scales, baggies, and something called cocaine flavoring.
Señor juez, los hechos se explican por sí mismos. Lo que vemos aquí es tenencia de 12 gramos de cocaína, bolsillas de plástico, básculas y también algo que se explica o se denomina como saborizante de cocaína.
Okay, thank you.
Gracias.
Mr. Castro Molina, I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services.
Señor Castro Molina, sí le voy a permitir que salga de la cárcel para ser supervisado por el personal de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio.
I'm additionally ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you drink no alcohol, and consume no illegal drugs.
Y a la vez le voy a prohibir posesión de armas, armas de fuego, nada de consumo de droga o droga ilícita o licor.
And that you participate in monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services.
Y que usted se someta y participe en la supervisión y programas de educación o prevención que se le dirija por el personal de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio.
I'm setting a preliminary hearing on October 28th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon, sir.
Voy a programar una audiencia continua el día 28 de octubre a la 1:30 por la tarde. Eso será una audiencia preliminar.
That's right. Okay, and finally, sir, if you must stay in contact with your attorney, and if you do not appear at that next court date, then a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir?
Ahora, señor, es importante mantenerse en contacto y comunicación con su abogado, de presentarse en la audiencia que se programa. De no ser así, se ordena su detención y se ordena su arresto. ¿Entiende?
Sí, entiende.
Sí, es
Pero
lo que
tiene
le iba a
preguntas.
preguntar. No, no tengo preguntas, pero es lo que pues quería preguntarle a usted.
I don't have any questions, but maybe a question for his attorney, Your Honor. The interpreter will stand by.
Understood. And anything further this morning, counsel?
Nope, I think we're good.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Castro-Molina, you are excused, and thank you. That's it.
Señor Castro Molina puede retirarse. Gracias. Es todo por hoy.
Gracias.
Que tenga un buen día. Si
Thank
tiene
you.
más preguntas, vamos a hablar después.
¿Después salir?
Vas a salir en 2 horas.
No, pero ahorita puedo salir para afuera o sí.
Oh, sí.
Oh, salgo. Gracias.
Tenga un buen día, señor.
Then if we could get Mr. Gonzalez Borquez next, please, if that wasn't already planned.
Yeah, I think he's up here. Ya siéntese aquí.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Podría darme su nombre, por favor?
Buenos días, señor. Ricardo González Borges.
Good morning, Luis Carlos González Borges.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez Borges, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested for 1 count of aggravated assault, deadly weapon, dangerous instrument.
Buenos días, señora González Borges. Esta es su comparecencia inicial. Ha sido detenido usted por una acusación de agresión con agravantes, con arma mortal, instrumento peligroso.
1 count of misconduct involving weapons and 1 count of aggravated assault, temporary but substantial disfigurement.
Una acusación de conducta indebida con armas de fuego y otra acusación con provocar una disfiguración temporal, aunque agravada.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you.
Señor, tiene usted el derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed by the court.
Tiene usted derecho a ser representado por un abogado en todos los procedimientos de esta causa. Si no tiene manera de contratar su propio abogado, se le asignará un abogado de oficio.
And for the purpose of this hearing, you have an attorney seated to your left.
Y para propósitos de la audiencia de esta mañana, tiene usted a un abogado sentado al lado izquierdo suyo.
For all future hearings, I am appointing the public defender to represent you, sir.
Para todas las audiencias futuras, le designo a la representación de la Oficina de Abogados de Oficios del Condado.
In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation.
Para preparar la audiencia de hoy, he leído el informe preliminar de la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio, la querella inicial y la recomendación de la Fiscalía.
And Mr. Poston, it looks like the state is recommending a $25,000 bond plus pretrial services release if that's posted. Do you have anything further to add, sir?
Señor Poster, parece ser que usted está recomendando fianza de $25,000 y supervisión por la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio si logra depositar la fianza. ¿Tiene algo más que comentar, señor Poster?
Mr. Poston, anything further from you, sir?
¿Algo más, señor Poster?
Forgive me, Your Honor, I hadn't unmuted. Your Honor, 25,000 is the absolute minimum the state feels is appropriate, given the fact that he left this man bleeding out. He allegedly left a person bleeding out with a gunshot wound to the throat. This could have gone much worse, but for the fact that somebody was able to get this person to a hospital in relatively fast fashion.
Señor juez, los $25,000 de fianza es lo mínimo absoluto que recomendaríamos en vista de los datos del caso. Él provocó una lesión por bala, lo dejó desangrándose a la víctima por un balazo en la garganta. Pudo haber resultado mucho peor de no ser porque la gente a un lado pudiera llevarlo al hospital de manera rápida y expedita. Go ahead.
And Mr. Santini, anything from you, sir?
Judge, we'd be asking
recomienda.
Judge, we'd be asking for a more reasonable bond given the warrant status and given the nature of the allegations.
Señor, nosotros pedimos una fianza más razonable en vista de que existe una orden de arresto vigente y de la falta de indigencia.
And in light of the information before the court, I am imposing a $30,000 cash or secured bond.
Bueno, en vista de la información que le voy a imponer fianza de $30,000, podría ser depositada con dinero en efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
It is further ordered that Mr. Gonzalez Borges be supervised by pretrial services if he's able to post that bond.
Y se ordena adicionalmente que si logra depositar la fianza, que sea supervisado por la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio.
Additionally, Mr. Gonzalez Borges, you are to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services if you find yourself out of custody.
Y a la vez de eso, señor, se le prohíbe tener usted armas de fuego, armas de cualquier tipo, consumo de licor, sustancias ilícitas, y si logra salir, que sea supervisado y que se someta a la supervisión y tratamiento que le recomiende el personal de la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio.
Sir, you are to have no contact with the alleged victims and you are to not return to the incident location.
Se le prohíbe tener contacto o comunicación con la víctima que se alega y de regresar al sitio de los sucesos.
Sir, in the event that you bond out, you are advised that if you do not appear for your next hearing,
Si logra depositar la fianza, señor, se le amonesta que si no se presenta en las audiencias que se le programan en el futuro,
then if you do not appear for that next hearing, then a warrant can issue for your arrest.
si no se presenta a la siguiente audiencia, puede ordenarse su detención.
And that next hearing that I'm setting is a preliminary hearing.
La próxima audiencia que se le programa será una audiencia preliminar,
And that's on Monday, October 20th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Eso está programada para el día lunes, el 20 de octubre a la 1:30 por la tarde.
Please stay in contact with your attorney, sir, regardless of whether you find yourself in or out of custody.
Siga en contacto con su abogado, ya sea si está detenido o se encuentra libre.
Thank you very much. You're excused.
Es todo, puede retirarse.
Su fianza, si no puede pagar su fianza, habla con su abogado. Este es el límite por el Estado para formalizar los cargos. Si está aquí por el 21, eso es para significar que el Estado está formalizado y el precio está formalizado. ¿De dónde? Bueno, el lugar de personas, no. ¿Cuál es el estado de diferencia? ¿Cuál es el estado de diferencia? Así, ¿no? Perfecto. Ok, gracias. Gracias. All right. Thanks, Pedro.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep, you're excused. Thank you very much for your time. Alrighty, sir. Are you Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for your patience and waiting. This is your initial appearance, sir. It looks like you may have been seen last night.
Yes.
And we have one additional case that was not spoken about that we're going to talk about now. And give me just a moment, please. Okay, and sir, your true name is James Johnson, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is your initial appearance, sir. You've been charged with a couple charges: criminal trespass in the 3rd degree and possession of drug paraphernalia. And you have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say can and will be used against you in this case. Now, as it relates to this case that you were not seen on last night, I am going to hold you on a $500 bond, and that is a concurrent bond with the bonds that were imposed in your other city court matters, which are CM. Well, they're listed in the interim. I'm sorry, in the paperwork that you'll be getting, but the bond that I'm issuing this morning is to be concurrent with what was done last night.
Okay.
It's not additional. It would be concurrent to what's already done. And I just spoke with the clerk. I'm actually going to release you on your own recognizance on this case, sir, in the interest of not inadvertently imposing an additional bond above and beyond what was imposed last night, sir. So it will be an ROR release.
Okay.
And additional conditions that I'm imposing are that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, you possess no firearms or weapons, and that you stay in contact with your attorney who should have been imposed on the city court matters that you were seen on last night, sir.
Yes.
And then your next court date is going to be, will be October 17th, sir, at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you're still in custody, sir, that will be a video review. And so that is your next court date. That's going to be in front of Judge Verena, sir.
Okay.
And got it. And given that you should have had the city public defender appointed to represent you at last night's hearing, sir, I'm going to do the same this morning, even though I am releasing you.
Okay.
And this is also the time for your arraignment, sir, on these new city court charges. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You are presumed innocent. In addition, so it's important to note, sir, that if you do not appear for your next hearing, which is again that video review on October 17th at 1:45, if you do not appear for that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. There are additional rights you could give up by failing to appear at that subsequent hearing, and that is namely that a trial can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at a trial in your absence and cannot be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand what I've just told you, sir?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry. And it's just worth noting that I'm going to be consolidating all these matters just so that you have one court date, sir. So you have one court date for all these matters, and hopefully you can get them resolved one way or the other, sir. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. You have a good rest of your day.
Too. Right.
Thank you. Just the MTA? Oh, okay. Where'd you see that? Oh, got it. Got it. I see. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, because pull it out. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. And on this, just
Oh. Yeah. Fine. There it is. Yeah.
got it. That's just the FTA. So just do. I got it. Yeah. There we go. I'm sorry. What's it? Got it. Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Alrighty, what is your true name, ma'am? All right, you are being seen this morning, ma'am, on a warrant out of Marana Municipal Court. And it relates to a charge of failure to appear and also, I'm sorry, possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for you, ma'am, and you have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney if you wanted to hire one. I'm going to be releasing you on your own recognizance as it relates to this case. It looks like you do have a Superior Court hold, though, ma'am, that relates to a potential failure to appear at the time of sentencing. So just to be advised of that to the extent you aren't already aware. As it relates to the Marana case, which is the only thing that I'm seeing you on this morning, I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs in the event that you get released. And as I said, I'm releasing you on your own recognizance, ma'am. So give me just a second.
You can't see me for the other one too.
And your next court date, ma'am, is going to be a case management conference in Marana on December 3rd, 2025 at 10 a.m. in the morning. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
Yeah, is there any way to take care of the Superior Court one as well? Because I had reached out to pretrial services, but I was not able to get anything resolved with that. They said to email my lawyer about it.
Right. Yeah. So I can't do anything about that this morning, ma'am. It looks like the case may be assigned to Judge Constant in Superior Court. And so what will happen is you should have a hearing in front of Judge Constant in the near future where the issue of that warrant is addressed. And then it gives you an opportunity to talk with your attorney beforehand and so forth. I can't do anything about it today. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Have a good day. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Sergio Gilberto Quesada.
Oh, right. Yeah. Is Mr. Santini available?
Forgive me, Your Honor. This is a felony.
Yeah. We're back on Mr. Quezada, as I understand.
No, PD, public defense.
It's on his way, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Sorry about that delay, everybody.
No worries. All right, so we have Mr. Quezada up. And good morning, Mr. Quezada. And this is your initial appearance, sir. You've been arrested. Well, you're being seen on a variety of matters. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about is a new felony charge that you've been arrested on. That is for possession of burglary tools. It's one count. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. And if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed by the court. I'm doing that this morning. I'm appointing the public defender. You have an attorney seated to your left for the purpose of this hearing. And so the information that relates to the felony case, the first thing we're going to talk about includes the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the recommendation from the state. The state's recommendation is that you be released to pretrial services, sir. Mr. Poston, did you have anything further to add on that?
No, Judge.
Okay, and Mr. Santini, from your sir?
That sounds like a good idea to me, Judge.
And let me ask you this. So he has a variety of misdemeanor matters that I'm going to be holding him on a nominal bond on. Would you like a similar bond imposed on the felony, or would you like him released as to this matter?
I let me chat with Sergio for a moment,
Sure.
Judge. If that's okay.
Take time. Thank you.
So, Judge, unless you were comfortable doing something as nominal as a $10 bond on the felonies, he's indicating that he would prefer to be released on the felony charge. You have nominal bonds on the misdemeanor cases, and try to resolve those quickly.
Understood. Mr. Quezada, I'm going to impose a $500 bond. The reason why I'm doing that, sir, is because we're talking about a variety of things this morning, sir, and most of it relates to your failure to appear in other matters. So in the interest of hoping to ensure that you will be present at future court dates, I'm posing a $500 bond on this case, sir. Your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's scheduled for October 20th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon. In the event that you're able to post that bond, sir, you're going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm additionally ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you drink no alcohol, consume no illegal drugs, and you submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. Additionally, as it relates to the felony matter that we're talking about now, I'm going to order that you have no contact with the alleged victims. As I said previously, the public defender has been appointed to represent you. So I believe that, and it's important to note, sir, that if you do post the bond in this matter and you find yourself out of custody, if you do not show up at your next court date, which again is on October 20th, 2025, if you do not show up at that court date, sir, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. A trial could occur and a warrant could issue for your arrest, sir. And it's really important just to stay in contact with your attorney between now and that next court date and show up to all court dates as necessary, sir. So that covers that. And then I'm going to move on to the other matter. Got it. So first one I'm going to talk about is a failure to appear out of Pima County Justice Court. And that relates to an underlying charge of shoplifting, sir. For that, I am imposing a $250 bond. I'm setting the next court date of tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. That's October 9th, 2025, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. $250 bond is being imposed. That's cash or secured. I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. And we're appointing Attorney Christian Salter to represent you, sir, as it relates to that case. And then I've got some city court matters too that I'm going to move on to. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. And then you have another matter, sir, out of Justice Court, and that relates to underlying charges of theft and possession of drug paraphernalia. The next date for that will additionally be October 9th, tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm imposing the $250 bond, and it's important to note that that bond is going to be concurrent across your two Justice Court cases, so it's just one $250 bond across the two cases. I'm ordering that as to that case, you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you not return to the incident locations. Once again, Christian Salter has been appointed to represent you, sir, as to that matter. And that bond will be cash or secured, sir. And then I think, okay. And so that is it for that. And okay, now we're going to move on to the city matters. And you have a variety of matters out of city courts here, again, all relating to, well, yes, at least three failures to appear out of city court, sir, relating to underlying charges having to do with possession of direct paraphernalia, theft, criminal trespass in the third degree, and disorderly conduct, sir. That's to those cases, I'm imposing a $250 bond. This will not be concurrent with the bonds out of the other two jurisdictions that I mentioned. And sir, you're to possess no possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, possess no weapons or firearms. Counsel is going to be appointed on that case. It's going to be the city public defender. And your next court date is going to be a video review on October 17th, 2025 at 1:45 in the afternoon at city court. So if you are not out of custody, sir, that's something where you should be seen by video at city court on that date, which is a week from this coming Friday. And I'm noting the other holds out of the other jurisdictions. Sir, as it relates to this case as well, I got to tell you on this also that if you do bond out, sir, or find yourself out of custody and you do not appear for future hearings, then it's possible that the trial could go forward in your absence and that you could lose certain rights as it relates to the ability to file an appeal, be present at your trial, and so forth. Any questions from me, sir? Okay, thank you very much. I believe you're excused.
No, we need to get out of here. Right? So we need to get out of here. Right? Sitting up to trial times. You have three attorneys. So this is your attorney on the felony matter. This is your attorney in justice court. And the city under civil court. Yeah, for what? 17, but that would be the earliest that you can, unless you can post it. The total bond comes out to about $1,000. That's what you're good to go.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
John Yolanda Soto.
All right. This is your initial appearance, sir. You've been arrested on new charges that include an allegation of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, discharging a firearm at a non-residential structure, possession of a weapon by a prohibited possessor, and discharging a firearm within the city limits. It's important to note, sir, that you have the right to remain silent and that anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. And for the purpose of today's hearing, sir, you're represented by Mr. Santini to your left. I am appointing contract attorney Patrick Poppin to represent you in all future hearings, sir. In order to prepare for today's hearing, I have reviewed the pretrial services report. I've reviewed the interim complaint, which details the allegations against you, sir. And I've reviewed the state's recommendation, which is a $7,500 bond plus release to pretrial services in the event that you post that. Mr. Poston, did you want to be heard further on that, sir?
No, Your Honor, the state believes $7,500 at the least is appropriate in this situation. It also would appear that a defendant may be held on a probation violation.
Understood. Mr. Santini, did you have further to, what would you like me to know, sir?
Well, Judge, in that he's being detained without bond, I would just ask for a reasonable bond imposed in this case.
Okay, and Mr. Soto, as both of the attorneys have noted, it looks like you do have a probation hold out of Superior Court, sir. So no matter what bond I set this morning, you are going to be held in relation to that hold, sir. For the purpose of this morning's hearing, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $25,000. I'm doing that based on the allegations as indicated in the interim complaint. You are, of course, presumed innocent, sir, but there are some concerns outlaid in that interim complaint that leads me to impose that bond. Okay, now, additional conditions that I'm imposing are that if you do find yourself out of custody, that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you submit to monitoring or treatment by pretrial services, you have no contact with the alleged victims, you do not go back to the incident location, And that bond, if I haven't already said it, is going to be cash or secured. And then in the event that you post it and you do find yourself out of custody in spite of that probation hold, you will be monitored by pretrial services. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on October 20th, 2025, 1:30 in the afternoon in Pima County Superior Court. Really important to note, sir, that if you find yourself out of custody and you do not attend that hearing, a warrant will likely issue for your arrest. Really important to stay in contact with your attorney between now and that next court date. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yeah, why am I being charged with something if they don't got no evidence on me? Like they came and tried to talk to me to check this.
Hey,
And sir, just a reminder, I have no doubt that Mr. Santini just reminded you this, but anything you say can and will be used against you. And what you just mentioned a moment ago is something that you can talk with your attorney about. But for this morning's sake, I've made up my mind, sir, and so I'm not changing my decision. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks. That's okay. Where's can I get a paper to send the charges to that?
Okay,
Oh, yeah, no worries. I thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Doug. Say man. You have a good time. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Oh, got it. So you just got it. Yeah, not enough. Sorry. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I thought you moved the other one.
Spinoza, you're the first one. Go.
Oh, goodness. Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, good morning. You
Good
please tell-
morning, how are you?
Good.
I'm good, thank you. Cold.
Well, sorry to hear that. Could you please tell me your name?
Marina Maria Espinosa.
All right. This is your initial appearance, ma'am. I'm seeing you on a few different matters. The first includes a warrant out of Pima County Justice Court. We're going to talk about that in a moment. It looks like you have new charges, ma'am, relating to allegations of disorderly conduct, fighting, and assault, both alleged to be acts of domestic violence. It occurred yesterday on the 7th. And then finally, you have a failure to appear relating to an underlying charge of possession of drug paraphernalia at a Tucson City Court. So,
Yeah.
and it's important to note, ma'am, that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. We're going to talk first about that city court case.
Okay, yes, I was in an accident. I've been in bed rest for 4 months. I was actually I was in a fatal car accident. I have the paperwork, so I will be taking that to court, and I will be showing them. That's why I didn't appear.
Okay, understood. You know, based on everything that's going on, ma'am, it is actually my inclination to release you this morning. So that's what I'm going to do. But I do need to talk about these 3 different cases real quickly, and then we can get you on your way, ma'am. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so the first matter is out of Tucson City Court. It is it's the warrant out of Tucson City Court.
Okay.
It's both of them, actually. They're consolidated.
Uh-huh.
So in any event, as I said, I'm releasing you on that matter, ma'am. Your next court date is going to be a pre-trial hearing in Tucson City Court on the 28th. That's October 28th, 1:30 in the
Okay.
afternoon. And additionally, it appears that the alleged victim in that case, who appears to be Ms. Kobos, is okay with continued contact and does not object to your release from custody. So I'm not going to impose that you have no contact with her. And as I said, I'm releasing you. I'm going to order that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. You commit no
Okay.
further acts of domestic violence. You possess no firearms or weapons. And I believe that covers it. Because I'm releasing you on this case, ma'am, I'm not going to appoint an attorney on any of these cases, but you do have the right to go hire one if you'd like. But because I'm not holding you, I'm not going to do that this morning.
Appreciate you, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that takes care of the city court matters. And okay. Next, we're going to talk about the third and final thing, which is the justice court matter. And that is a warrant. As I said earlier, it relates to a shoplifting allegation that occurred actually in 2023, October 5, 2023. And so for that matter, ma'am, I am releasing you. As I said, that's going to be released on your own recognizance. Your next court date in justice court is going to be arraignment at 8:30 in the morning on October 20th. You're going to get paperwork that tells you all this, but the next hearing is October 20th. That's a Monday at 8:30 in the morning. And I'm releasing you on your own recognizance. As to that case, I'm ordering again that you possess no firearms or weapons. You consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
Nope, you're great, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, you're welcome. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Six back Ingles.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Grayson Dingle.
All right. Got a few matters to speak with you about, sir. So give me just a moment, please. Okay, sir. So it looks like you are being seen on a few warrants out of Tucson City Court. And in addition to that, a warrant out of Oro Valley Magistrate Court, a warrant out of Marana Magistrate Court, and then a warrant out of Pima County Justice Court, sir. So lots of warrants and lots of courthouses. We're going to talk about them right now. I'm going to start with the Justice Court matters. As it relates to those, I'm going to be holding you, sir, on a $250 bond. The reason why I'm doing that is because of the number of warrants at different courthouses. It's really important that you attend any and all court dates, because if you don't, then this sort of thing happens. And so I'm going to be holding you on a $250 bond on the Justice Court matter that you're being seen on, sir. Your next hearing is going to be it's going to be a arraignment in front of the Honorable Renee Garza, again in Justice Court, that's downtown. And that hearing is going to be on October 9th, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm ordering that you not return to the incident location. As it relates to that, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you possess no firearms or weapons. And as I said earlier, you have holds out of other courthouses. And I am appointing an attorney, and that is going to be Christian Salter, sir, and there will be information for him on the paperwork. Because the hearing is tomorrow, you will no doubt be meeting him tomorrow afternoon, if not sooner. And so that hearing is actually going to be, as I said, it's going to be in front of Judge Garza. And so that covers the Justice Court matter, sir.
That for both cases, Your Honor?
Yes, it'll be both cases. It's going to be concurrent across both cases. Thank you for that question. It's going to be a cash or secured bond. Give me just a second, please. Got it. And sir, I haven't said this yet, but you do have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir. Additionally, you have the right to an attorney. As I said earlier, I'm appointing one for you, sir. It's going to be Mr. Salter as it relates to the justice court cases. You do have 2 justice court matters. I'm imposing a $250 bond on each of them, and those bonds are going to be concurrent. So it's one $250 bond as it relates to those matters, sir. Now we're going to move on to the other matters. And yeah. No, you're right. Sorry, gotta punch in a few things here. And then, right? Did I do that? Oh, right. Yeah. So again, as it relates to the, well, I've already said this. Appointing Mr. Salter to represent you on that second JP court case. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to Marana on that matter. I am imposing a $250 bond as well, sir. Much like with the other cases, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm appointing Janet Altschuler to represent you in that Marana matter. I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons. You consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. That's going to be a cash or secured bond in the amount of $250. Your next hearing is actually going to be later today. It's going to be a case management conference at noon. That's 12 o'clock in Marana City Court. Probably be seen by video for that, but I don't know for certain. I don't know if they transport up there, but in any event, that takes care of that one, sir. And then finally, we have the Oro Valley matter and then the city court matter. Okay. As to the Oro Valley matter, sir, the same rights that I've explained as it relates to the other cases exist to this case. I'm imposing a $500 bond. Oro Valley was asking for $1,400. I'm going to impose a $500 cash secured bond. I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you not return to the incident locations. I'm appointing a third attorney, given the third courthouse here. His name is Richard Glenn. His phone number is going to be on the paperwork that you get, sir. Your next hearing is going to be an in-custody review hearing. I'm sorry, an in-custody case management conference. That's going to be on October 15th, 2025, 10:30 in the morning in the Oro Valley City Court. And so in the event that you bond out, sir, on this case or any other case, really important to note that if you do not appear at those future hearings, then a warrant can issue for your arrest, and you could lose other certain rights, including the right to be present at your trial, file an appeal in the event that you are convicted at that trial, and so forth. So just please be advised of that. So that takes care of everything except city court. And let's talk about city court now, and then you'll be done, sir. Okay. So on the city court matter, sir, much like the other cases, given your history of failing to appear, I'm going to impose a bond in the amount of $250. That's going to be cash or secured. And additionally, I'm going to order that you possess no alcohol, possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no weapons or firearms. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be an in-custody video review. That's going to be on October 17th, 1:45 in the morning. And so that will be the next hearing there. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you, sir, because I am holding you in custody. And that's going to be this hearing on the 17th at 1:45 in the afternoon. And the judge on that matter, sir, is Judge Cranshaw, so he'll be seeing you that afternoon, sir. Got it. It also looks like you may have some new charges, sir, out of city court. Got it. That relate to an allegation of criminal trespass in the third degree, possession of drug paraphernalia. Again, much the same with the others. You have the right to remain silent on those, sir. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, which is being appointed. That has been discussed already. And so there is all of that. And just a moment. And given that you have new charges, sir, I need to advise you this is also the time set for your arraignment on these city court charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. You're presumed innocent. In addition to a warrant being issued for your arrest if you fail to appear at the time of that hearing and any subsequent set hearings, including a trial, could go forward in your absence. If you're convicted at that trial, cannot be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. As it relates to everything I've said this morning, sir, do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me? Okay.
No, I'm making paperwork for this, right?
Yes, yeah, it'll detail out what courtrooms, what time, all of that sort of stuff. So please keep track of that paperwork, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Powers.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Give me just a moment, please.
I'm sorry, I'm cold.
Powers. We're going back. Hey, we're gonna take a leave. Should I just hold it out?
Miranda.
Or
Good morning, ma'am. You must be Miss Powers, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me your full name.
Gloria Emery Powers.
All right. And I'm seeing you on different matters, ma'am, most of which originate out of Pima County Justice Court.
Yes.
Give me just a moment, please.
hey, 42.
Okay, so there's actually, I'm going to talk about one other matter first. It looks like you have a warrant out of Nogales Municipal Court, ma'am, that
I don't understand that one. I was in prison.
well, I don't have, I have fairly limited information this morning, ma'am. So I just fact that that's out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a hearing in Nogales Municipal Court. It's going to be a case management conference on October 28th, 2025 at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's
Okay.
important that you go down to Nogales. If you're out of custody, go down to Nogales and get that resolved. And if that court date doesn't work or whatever else, you need to call the courthouse and just let them know what's going on. You may need to file a motion, something like that. But either way, it's important to either be present, take care of it, or make arrangements to deal with it at another time.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I just buried my mom.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's not fun. So in addition to that warrant, this is your initial appearance, and yeah, I'm gonna release you, ma'am, as it relates to the Nogales matter. And
Thank you.
as I said, that next court date is going to be a case management conference, 10 o'clock on the 28th. You'll get paperwork that says all that. In addition, in relation to that case, I'm going to order that you possess no weapons or firearms. You consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Yes, sir.
So you have no contact with the victim, given that it's the alleged victim, excuse me, given that it's a theft allegation. And so that takes care of that one. Then I'm going to move on to the Justice Court matters, ma'am. And on that, the first matter I have is from 2023. It alleges that you failed to appear in relation to a shoplifting case. And that is,
I think I owe 500 for that.
I'm sorry?
I owe Walmart $500.
Okay.
In the courts.
Okay. And it's just important to note, ma'am, that, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to this case and other cases. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to hold you on this case. And it's going to be in the, going to give me just a second. Okay. I'm going to hold you, ma'am, on a $500 bond as it relates to this case. That's going to be a cash or secured bond. You have other matters out of justice court that we're going to talk about in a moment. I'm going to make the bond imposed on this case and those cases all concurrent to each other. So it would just be one $500 bond. Because I am setting a bond, ma'am, I am appointing an attorney. And that attorney his name is Christian Salter. And he will be there to assist you. And that next hearing is going to be a pretrial hearing, and that is going to be tomorrow afternoon, October 9th at 1 in the afternoon. And that is in front of the Honorable Judge David Miller. So if I haven't already said so, I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Mr. Salter is your attorney. $500 bond, cash secured. You'll be seen tomorrow afternoon. And so that takes care of that. Moving on. The next matter, ma'am, relates to a failure to appear from 2024 relating to another shoplifting allegation. On that case, much the same. I'm going to set a pretrial hearing tomorrow at 1 p.m. in front of, it looks like it's going to be Judge Garza, actually. I'm sorry, but you will get paperwork that confirms this. As I said, $500 bond, that's going to be concurrent to the bond that was imposed in the other matter that I just mentioned. You're going to be ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, to not return to the incident location. Mr. Salter, again, will be your attorney, ma'am, as it relates to that matter. His phone number will be on the paperwork that you get. Okay. And then finally, we have one last matter at Justice Court. That relates to a possession of drug paraphernalia allegation that is alleged to have occurred in 2025, and it's actually a new charge, ma'am. Looks like you may have been arrested on that within this morning. And so on that case, I'm going to impose a $500 bond. That bond is going to be concurrent as it relates to the other two Justice Court cases we've already spoken about. I'm going to order that you, in the event that you post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you will have an attorney appointed. Again, Mr. Salter will be the attorney to represent you, ma'am. Your next hearing, much the same as the other cases, October 9th, 2025, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's going to be for a pretrial. Important to note, ma'am, that I think I've said this already, but if you find yourself out of custody, you do not appear for future hearings on any of these cases. You could, not only will a warrant likely issue for your arrest, but you could lose the right to be present at your trial. It would go forward in your absence. You could also lose the right that you would have to appeal any potential guilty verdict that occurred at that trial, ma'am. And so that takes care of that. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. You have a good day. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't gotten to the city stuff. One moment, please. So, looks like you have some matters out of city court as well, ma'am. And so the stuff out of city court includes charges related to reckless burning, criminal trespass in the third degree, assault as an act of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, possession of drug paraphernalia. It looks like the reckless burning charge relates to 2023, possibly, and the other 4 allegations that I mentioned are from 2025. Because I'm going to hold you on that case as well, ma'am, I'm going to appoint the city public defender. I'm going to issue a bond in the amount of $500. Your next hearing on that is going to be a video review. That's going to be October 17th at 1:45 in the afternoon. You'll be seen on video for that, ma'am. The judge handling your case is Judge Verena. I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons. You possess or consume no alcoholic beverages. You do not return to the incident location. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. And that is going to cover it. And additionally, I haven't said this yet, actually, in addition to not going back to the incident location, you're to have not return to the victim's residence or workplace. That may be the same location, I don't know. But in any event, your next hearing, ma'am, October 17th, 2025, 1:45 in the afternoon for that video review. Any questions for me?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. The bond is going to be cash and secured, much the same as I said. Thank you. Okay, and I believe that covers it, ma'am. You are excused. Have a good day. Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Shane Vasquez.
And ma'am, this is your initial appearance. You have been charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct fighting. It appears that the offenses that are alleged to have occurred this morning, those are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent, ma'am. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. Give me just a moment. The alleged victims include Myrna Oliver, who I believe may be your mother, ma'am, and then Darren Vasquez, who may be your brother. So as it relates to Miss Oliver, her input cannot be solicited prior to this hearing. As it relates to Mr. Vasquez, that he mentioned you do not share a residence. He would like further contact with you, does not object to your release from custody. Give me just a moment, please. Yeah. Okay. And ma'am, I'm inclined to release you today, and my decision on release or not releasing you has nothing to do with this, but I need to ask. Do you object to further contact with your brother, Mr. Vasquez, or are you okay with that? What's your position on that, ma'am?
To my like, basically.
Yes, yeah, that pretty much covers it. Whether or not, because in these,
Did you say you don't want to talk to me or?
no, he said the opposite.
Oh yeah, no, like yeah, yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I do like want to communicate with him.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know. All right, ma'am. I'm going to release you on your promise to appear. I'm setting the next court date. That's going to be October 20th, 2025, 10:30 in the morning. Really, really important that you attend that court date, ma'am. That's on Monday, October 20th, 10:30 in the morning in Pima County Justice Court downtown. If you do
Okay.
not attend that court date, ma'am, a warrant may issue for your arrest. And that's not good because you'll see someone like me probably unless you get that warrant quashed. Because I am releasing you, ma'am, I'm not appointing an attorney to represent you. You can, of course, hire one if you'd like to do that. I am going to order that. Okay, I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons. You consume no alcohol, illegal drugs. You commit no acts of domestic violence. And then that covers it. So, any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Uh,
October 20th.
October 20th is your next court date. I am allowing contact as it relates to Mr. Vasquez. However,
What about my mom?
right, that's a good point. Because her position could not be solicited, you are ordered to have no contact with her, and that's Miss Oliver. So no contact with Miss Oliver, ma'am. And so that's something where if she is okay with contact, for today's sake, you are to have no contact with her at all. But if she is okay with contact, that's something that you can likely address at the court hearing on the 20th. So just keep that in mind. But for now, you are to have no contact with Miss Oliver. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You are excused.
Mr. Garcia?
Morning.
Morning. I mean, just a moment, sir, please. All righty, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Bruce Joaquin Garcia Jr.
All right. This is your initial appearance, sir. And you're being seen on charges that include riding a bicycle on the wrong side of the street, resisting arrest, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. We're going to talk about your conditions of release real quickly. Just give me a moment, please. And just a moment, sir. Sir, I'm not seeing you on this today, but it looks like you may have a warrant out of Superior Court relating to a failure to appear at a case management conference, and that relates to charges having to do with simple possession of drugs, sir. So I'm not seeing you on that today. I'm just letting you know that because you're probably going to be held until that hearing can be addressed in Superior Court. And so what I'm going to do is just see you on the city court matter.
Good.
And on that, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, sir. However, I am going to appoint an attorney, just given that you are going to have the felony matter. That attorney will help coordinate with the felony attorney that represents you just to make sure things go as smoothly as possible.
Yes, sir.
And your next hearing, sir, is going to be a video review.
Yeah.
Actually, sir, I was incorrect on that. Your next hearing is going to be a non-transport review, and that's going to be on December 12th at 2025. And
Yes,
so,
sir.
and that's going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning in front of Judge Klotz.
Yes, sir.
And it's possible that you're out of custody by then. It's possible that you're still being held, but that's your next court date. And so there's that. I'm going to order that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, sir, possess no weapons.
Yeah.
And then and that is going to cover it. Actually, one last thing, sir. So because you were arrested on new misdemeanor charges out of city court, I need to advise you that this is also the time set for your arraignment on those new city court charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. You are presumed innocent. In addition to a warrant being issued for your arrest, if you fail to appear at a future hearing on these cases or any other case, that hearing and any subsequently set hearings, including a trial, could go forward in your absence. If you're convicted at that trial, you cannot be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction. You could lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand all this, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You are excused. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah.
Name?
Dominic Andrew Warrior.
Just a moment. Okay, sir, I am seeing you on new charges out of Tucson City Court that relate to 3 domestic violence misdemeanor counts alleging disorderly conduct, criminal trespass in the first degree, and criminal damage. I'm also seeing you on 2 non-domestic violence charges of theft and disorderly conduct fighting. This is the time for your initial appearance, sir. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You are, of course, presumed innocent. We're going to set some conditions of release as it relates to this city court matter. And on that, give me just a moment, please. So, sir, again, please don't tell me anything about the facts of any of these cases, but it looks, according to the information provided by pretrial services, that you're pending in a misdemeanor domestic violence charge relating to a disorderly conduct fighting allegation. In light of that, Your Honor, I am going to hold, or sir, I'm going to hold you on a bond of $500 as it relates to this new allegation. And because of that, I am going to set a video review date on October 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Actually, give me a second. Yeah, so it's going to be October 15th, 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Million. That bond is going to be cash or secured, sir. You are ordered to possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, possess no weapons or firearms. You are to have no contact of any kind with Mariah Flecker and Lourdes Durate. And so I'm putting their names down on this.
So question, Judge.
Sure. Can you give me just a second and I'd be happy to answer it, sir?
I'm sorry.
No problem. I'm additionally going to order that you not return to the victim's residence or workplace and that you not return to any incident location. Because I'm holding you on a $500 bond, sir, I am appointing the city public defender to represent you. And all of these matters at city court are going to be consolidated together just to help keep things kind of as smooth as possible as it relates to that. And your question, sir.
So, am I going to be released on pre-trials or?
So a $500 bond has been imposed, sir. I'm doing that because the information I have is that you're pending in a misdemeanor domestic violence case, and you are now before the court on a new misdemeanor domestic violence case. It's a $500 bond. If you're able to post that, sir, you've got the other conditions that I imposed about do not return and so forth. If you do post that bond and you get released, but you have stuff, personal items, whatever, at the incident location or the victim's residence that you need to get, you're able to do that, sir, but you need to do it with a police escort. So there's a process for doing that where you would contact the Tucson Police Department or some other law enforcement agency and have them be present as you're going there to get your items, sir. It's possible that the release conditions and the no contact provisions that I've imposed can be relaxed later, but that is not happening today. What I've ordered
I
today.
totally understand.
Yeah.
I totally get it. But so I'm not getting out today, is what you're saying.
Unless you can post that $500 cash or secured bond, sir, you are not getting out today. Okay, thank you very much. You have a good day. Oh, and actually, just a second. One thing I did forget, because you are being seen on new charges, sir, out of Tucson City Court, this is also the time for your arraignment on the new city court charges. So I'm going to enter a pleas of not guilty on your behalf. You are presumed innocent. In addition to a warrant being issued for your arrest, if you fail to appear at the hearing, that hearing and any subsequently set hearings, including a trial, can go forward in your absence. If you are convicted at that trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, sir. Say I do have the $500, blah blah blah. How would I go about that if it's on my card?
I don't. That's a good question for the jail. Somebody over there may be able to assist to that because they are frequently going to have people that bond out. So you may be able to get more info on that over there. I don't know the answer to that, and even if I did, I'm probably going to tell you. Okay.
Yeah, one of the officers just said they would help me. Thank you.
Very good. You got it. Have a good day.
All right.
And but
Sorry. Good morning, ma'am.
Hi,
Could you please tell me your name?
Sherry Inman.
All right. Good morning, Miss Inman. And this is your initial appearance. You are charged with different charges, including assault alleged to be an act of domestic violence. That there's 2 counts of that. Disorderly conduct alleged to be an act of domestic violence, driving under the influence, and finally a second disorderly conduct count alleged to be an act of domestic violence. Okay, you have the right to remain silent, ma'am. Anything you say about this case can and will be used against you. Give me just a second, please. Okay. So what I'm going to do I've got a few things I got to do this morning, ma'am. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to order that you be released on this case with certain conditions that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. And so the next hearing that you're going to have is going to be a pretrial date, and that's going to be on November 10th at 9:30 in the morning. And that's going to be in front of Judge Maldonado at Tucson City Court. You know where that is, ma'am?
Downtown?
Yes, ma'am. It's on Alameda, downtown.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be for a pretrial. While I am releasing you, there's certain additional conditions I'm going to impose. The first is going to be that you not drive without a valid license. You possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You commit no acts of domestic violence. You possess no weapons or firearms. And that given that their input could not be solicited yet this morning, I am ordering that you have no contact with the listed victim, which appears to be the minor age grandson. So I'm including that as a condition, ma'am. If I release you today, are you willing to abide by everything that I just said?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I just go over them again so I understand?
Yes. Yeah. Sure. If
Okay,
I can read them back to you, go ahead.
No, it'd be better if I said it
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that way it'll retain.
Totally fine.
So I'm not allowed to have contact with my grandson. I'm not allowed to drive. I'm not allowed to do drink or do drugs.
That's correct. And finally, possess no weapons or firearms.
Okay, I knew I missed him.
Yep. And so, given that you are telling me that you are willing to abide by all of that today, ma'am, I am releasing you on your promise to appear at that next court date, November 10th.
November 10th at 9:30.
Yes, ma'am. And you're going to get paperwork that says all this. One last thing before we're done today, because you're being seen on these new charges, this is also the time for your arraignment on the new city court charges. I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You are presumed innocent, ma'am. In addition to a warrant being issued for your arrest, if you fail to appear at that next hearing, the hearing and any subsequently set hearings, including a trial, could go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at that trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction, you could lose your right to appeal. Do you understand all that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so the takeaway on this.
Just make sure to show up
Yes,
November
ma'am.
10th at 9:30.
You nailed it. Please attend that next court date and just abide by those conditions that you just recited back to me, okay?
Okay,
All right, thank you very much. Have a good day.
thank you. I'm gonna need some that.
Vasquez. Hold on for this. Let's see.
Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Darren Vasquez.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, this morning is your initial appearance. You have been charged with a couple charges that include 2 acts of disorderly conduct alleged to be acts of domestic violence. And that's alleged to have occurred this morning about 3:45 in the morning. You have the right you say about this case can be used against you. And give me just a moment, sir. Okay, so I am going to, for the purpose of today's hearing, sir, I'm going to impose some conditions. I'm going to tell you about them. If I impose these conditions, are you willing to follow them?
Yes.
Is that a yes? Okay, and if you're willing to do that, then I'm willing to release you this morning. So I'm going to talk about what you cannot do, and please let me know if you have any questions once we get to the end. The first thing that I'm ordering is that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you commit no further acts of domestic violence. And we saw Miss Vasquez, Sheena Vasquez, earlier, and she mentioned that she does not oppose having contact with you. So I'm not ordering a no contact as it relates to her. However, Miss Oliver, Myrna Oliver's opinion on the matter could not be solicited before this hearing. So I am ordering that you have no contact with Miss Oliver. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes.
Now, Okay. And so one other thing is that you are ordered not to return to the incident location, sir. And then the next hearing, sir, is going to be an arraignment, and that's going to be on Monday, October 20th at 10:30 in the morning in Pima County Justice Court. That's downtown, kind of the newer, nicer building downtown. And that is going to be at 10:30 in front of Judge Steele. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay, just a moment. Got it. Okay, in light of that, sir, you are excused. You're going to get paperwork that explains everything that I just said, and have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
McDaniel.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Oh, Randy Lamar McDaniels.
All right. This is your initial appearance, sir. You have been arrested for charges that include unlawful possession of of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed by the court, which is what I'm doing this morning. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. Mr. Santini, seated to your left, is going to represent you for the purpose of this hearing. And so in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I have reviewed the interim complaint, which details the allegations that are involved in this new arrest, the recommendation that has been provided by the state as to release or hold, and then also the pretrial services report. It looks like the state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services and that a steps this matter be referred to steps with the steps court hearing being set. Is that correct, Mr. Posen?
Is
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Santini, anything from you, sir?
That sounds like a good idea, Judge.
Okay, thank you very much. Give me a moment. Okay. So, we've mentioned this steps business, Mr. McDaniels. So what steps is, it's a pre-trial drug treatment diversion program. It looks like you're going to be eligible for it. I can't promise you that, but it looks like, given your absence of other criminal history, that you're going to be a good candidate for this program. And so essentially what it means is that if you participate in this drug treatment program, sir, and you take care of the requirements that they tell you to take care of, it is entirely possible, if not likely, that this charge gets dismissed and the entire case goes away. You don't have it on your record as it relates to a conviction and so forth. Are you interested in participating in that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So you don't give up any rights as it relates to that right now, but one thing that we do need to do is waive time for the preliminary hearing. Mr. Santini, are you willing to do that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And given the state's willingness to abide by a pretrial services release and that seeming appropriate, all things considered, the court will release you to the supervision of pretrial services, Mr. McDaniels. You are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons. You are to not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You are to submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. As I've said, I'm appointing the public defender. Your preliminary hearing has been set for Monday, November 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon. However, your next hearing is going to be a steps hearing in Superior Court 1 week from today. That's Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, 9 o'clock in the morning, for that review hearing in Superior Court. Sir, really important that you show up for that review hearing in Superior Court, because that will help you kind of move down this path to potentially having this entire case dismissed. So we'll see you then. It's important to note that if you do not appear for that hearing or any other subsequent hearings, a warrant could be issued for your arrest. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. It looks like you do have a city court matter. Give me just a second.
What are you? Issue.
Okay, so sorry about that. So you do have a matter out of city court, sir. It looks like there are new charges relating to an allegation of assault, resisting arrest, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So I am going to release you on your promise to appear on that case. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be a pretrial date. That's a pretrial hearing in Tucson City Court, which is that's going to be on November 6th, 2025, 9:30 in the morning. You're going to get paperwork that says this. I'm also going to impose some additional conditions. That includes much the same as the other case: possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons, and and to have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, and to not go to the alleged victim's residence or place of work, and to not return to the incident location. You good with all that, sir? Are you willing to follow those conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. In light of that, you are released on that case as well. And one last thing I need to tell you, and then you're out of here. As it relates to these new charges out of city court, this is also the time set for your arraignment on those new city court charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. You are presumed innocent, in addition to a warrant being issued for your arrest if you don't show up at that future hearing on November 6th. That hearing and any subsequently set hearings, including a trial, could go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at that trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, sir. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you, sir.
No worries.
Or position have some sections. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Thomas Chip Willis.
All right. Mr. Willis, this is your initial appearance. You are charged with the new charges relating to possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Yeah, at least one count of possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say can and will be used against you. And I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you, as you do have a right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings. That attorney is going to be the public defender. Mr. Santini is going to represent you for the purpose of this hearing. He's seated to your left, of course. And in order to prepare for this hearing, sir, I have reviewed the information provided by pretrial services in their pretrial services report. I reviewed the state's recommendation, which is that you be released to the supervision of pretrial services. Is that correct, Mr. Poston?
It is.
All right. And I am going to, it looks like the state is also requesting a steps court hearing. And then finally, I have reviewed the information in the interim complaint. And give me just a moment. And Mr. Santini, did you want to be heard, sir?
No, Judge, I'm in agreement with the state. We would be willing to waive time for the preliminary hearing if you do release him on the steps number.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Willis, you may have heard me mention this to Mr. McDaniel, but it appears that you may be eligible for a program called STEPS. And the long and short of it is that what that is it's a drug treatment program that may result in the charge against you being dismissed in the event that you are in fact eligible for that diversionary option. Essentially, you would be required to participate in drug treatment to some extent, attend substance abuse treatment and counseling that's tailored to your needs, sir. And then, assuming that you successfully participate in that program, you may be able to have the charges against you dismissed. Is that something that you're interested in, sir?
Sure.
Okay. And so what I'm going to do in light of that is I am going to waive time based on Mr. Santini's statement, waive time for the preliminary hearing date. And all that that means, sir, is that the rules say that the state would have to seek an indictment against you within a certain amount of time. So there's a ticking clock that the state has to abide by. What it means is that because you're waiving time for the preliminary hearing, we're going to essentially push that clock out a bit so that we can see how you do in the program. And if you do well in the program, then as I said, you may be able to get the charges dismissed. So the only thing that is being changed by what I've done this morning is that the deadline for the state to get an indictment against you if they see fit to do so is being moved to Monday, November 24th, 1:30 in the afternoon. I am ordering that you're going to be released to pretrial services, sir. It is important that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. So I said your pretrial hearing is that Monday, the 24th of November. Your next hearing is actually going to be a steps hearing. It's 1 week from today in Pima County Superior Court. That's downtown Tucson, October 15th, 2025, 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's important that you stay in touch with your attorney and pretrial services between now and that next hearing, any future hearings. One thing that I'm not addressing this morning, but I just want to make you aware of it to the extent that you aren't already aware, is that it looks like you may have a probation matter out of Maricopa County, sir, that relates to potential possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. So just something to be aware of there. You may need to the extent that you're on probation there, you may need to reach out to your probation officer and let them know the fact that you were seen on new charges down here, see what they want to do, okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, you are excused. Thank you very much.
Hold on for a second. That's the same. Are you my lord?
For this hearing, yeah, PC.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a lawyer for the last 12.
And
Just one moment, Your Honor.
sure. Guess Gary Cox, maybe.
All right, Judge, we're ready to go. Sorry about that. This is
Yep.
Daniel Lindquist.
No problem. Thank you very much. Give me just a moment. Yeah. He's Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
It's Daniel Lindquist.
All right. This is your initial appearance, sir. You've been arrested for one charge of arson of a structure or property. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings. And Mr. Santini is seated to your left for the purpose of this hearing, sir. And I am going to be appointing the public defender to represent you. And in order to prepare for this initial appearance, sir, what I've done is I've reviewed the interim complaint as supplied by law enforcement, the pretrial services report that provides me information that helps me make a more informed decision, and then the state's recommendation. And the state is recommending a $15,000 bond with release to pretrial services in the event that that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
Your Honor, this is not an insignificant. One moment. No, Your Honor, nothing further.
What did he say?
You said nothing.
And Mr. Santini, anything from you, sir?
So, Judge, weighing towards Mr. Lindquist's release today, he has resided in southern Arizona for at least since 2011, if not a bit longer. He has lived in Tucson for a year with a residence on Grant Road, and he is employed as a refinishing technician in a 3 on the failure to appear scale, so a bit lower on that scale. If you're not inclined to release him, Judge, we'd be asking for a more nominal bond of $1,100 given his infancy.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Mr. Lindquist, I am going to hold you on a bond of $7,500. That's going to be a cash and secured bond. The reason why I'm doing that, sir, is really twofold. It's because of the allegations that are alleged in the interim complaint. You are presumed innocent, but still there are some concerns there. Additionally, your criminal history is concerning. So for those reasons, I am posing that $7,500 bond. In the event that you're able to post that bond, sir, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services. I've got some additional orders. You are ordered not to possess any firearms or weapons. You're ordered not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You are to have no contact with the alleged victims. You are not to return to the incident location. As I mentioned, the public defender has been appointed to represent you, sir. And an additional order I am imposing is that in the event that you are released, that you possess no lighters, matches, or incendiary devices while this case is pending. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Then you are excused. Well, actually, just a second. Sorry, I didn't tell you about the next court date. The next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be set on Monday, October 20th, 2025, 1:30 in the afternoon in Pima County Superior Court. Really important to note that if you are able to bond out, sir, or you are otherwise out of custody, that if you do not appear for future court dates, a warrant can issue for your arrest, sir, in which case you will likely be rearrested and we'll see you again and be talking about another bond. Okay, thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
We'll come out, the attorney that will apprehend your case will come out to see you in 2 days and get all that information from you, all right?
Okay, so held on bond of 7,500.
Right.
So I need to call a bondsman and
Yes.
and then how much do I
If you
need?
post 750 plus some sort of collateral, you can get out of that.
That is lower than that. Here's my.
That's lovely. Sorry, I can get you out.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Oh. Yeah, no.
What's that? See that? So here. We started going. I can see over here. Yeah.
Good morning. Could you please tell me your name?
Berlin Bryant.
Okay. Miss Bryant, this is your initial appearance. And you've been arrested for a charge of aggravated assault and using a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument that is alleged to be an act of domestic violence, and then also one count of unlawful imprisonment, also alleged to be an act of domestic violence. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. And I am going to appoint an attorney, and that is going to be the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, ma'am. You have an attorney seated to your left for the purpose of this hearing. And so in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I've reviewed certain materials. That includes an interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and also the state's recommendation, which appears to be $10,000 plus release to pretrial services in the event that that bond is posted. Mr. Posted, anything further, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And from the defense?
Judge, I'm going to ask that you release Ms. Bryant to the supervision of pretrial services. There are a number of factors weighing towards her release. First, as to the scale, she's a 2 on the FTA scale. She doesn't have any prior felony or misdemeanor history. She is a very young woman at 20 years old, extensive ties to Tucson, Judge. She's lived here for 6 years. She has family here, and she is employed full-time as well. Notably, Judge, the victim is not objecting to her release and not rejecting to contact. I understand the court still may have security concerns or safety concerns. Regarding Ms. Ortiz, I've talked to Ms. Bryant about that. Ms. Bryant does have housing with her aunt. Her aunt does live in Tucson. She's provided me with the number. I left her aunt a message. I was not able to get in contact with her, but she does have other options in Tucson that she can reside in. I would also like to draw the court's attention, Judge, to the assessment for behavior stability. I believe that the proper intervention here may perhaps be an emergency petition to the CRC done through pretrial services and jail mental health staff that can give Ms. Bryant some more resources that she needs. This does seem like a mental health episode. So, Judge, if you're not inclined to release her to the supervision of pretrial services, I would, just given her age, given her employment, ask for a much more reasonable bond of $1,100, which her family definitely able to post, but $10,000 would be excessive.
Okay. So, ma'am, if I release you to the supervision of pretrial services, ma'am, are you going to follow the conditions that I tell you must follow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to tell you these conditions, and I'm going to check with you, make sure that we're all good on that. The first condition is that you possess no firearms or weapons. You may consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You must submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. That includes any sort of behavioral health assessment or anything else that they think may be appropriate given your current circumstances, ma'am. You are to have no contact whatsoever. No contact means no contact with Miss Athea Ortiz. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are to not return to the incident locations. If you have belongings at that location that you need to get, that is okay, but you can only do it with a law enforcement escort. There's more information that you can be provided about the process for going about that. And so and so these are all of the conditions, and it sounds like you're willing to abide by those, ma'am, or do I have that right?
Yes, I'm willing to abide by them.
Okay. All right. So in light of that, I'm going to release you to pretrial services. And your next court date, ma'am, is going to be a preliminary hearing that is going to be on October 28th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon in Pima County Superior Court. Really important that you stay in contact with your attorney, that you follow the directives that I've said about no contact, no return, and everything else, and that you show up for that next court date. Because if you do not show up at that next court date, ma'am, then a warrant may issue for your arrest. There could be additional consequences that come your way. You understand all this?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you very much. You are excused. Have a good day. Okay. Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Could you please tell me your name?
Sean Costas.
Confidence. You are being seen this morning on a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court alleging that you failed to appear on charges relating to aggravated assault, serious physical injury, aggravated assault, deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, and criminal damage with an amount between $2,000 and $10,000. Looks like it may be related to a potential driving under the influence allegation. And so give me just a moment, sir. Got it, it's a refile. Okay, so you have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. Mr. Santini is seated to your left, sir. He's assisting you for the purpose of this hearing. And so in order to prepare for this court date, which is the initial appearance, I have reviewed the pretrial services information, the amount on the warrant, which appears to be $1,500, the state's recommendation, which appears to be $1,500. Mr. Poston, do you have anything further on that, sir?
No, sir.
The defense, sir.
So, Judge, I would be asking for Mr. Caceres' release to pretrial services today. He was unaware of the court date and the issuance of the warrant. This was a dismissal and a refile. He has had no new criminal history since 2022, and it actually looks like the case was only just recently refiled last month to an address that he no longer lives at. 3-3 on the scale, so on the lower end. He's lived in Tucson for 17 years, so extensive ties. He's also employed as a mechanic, and notably, Judge, he has a grand opening of his shop on Friday, so he has a lot of incentive to stay in town and complete that. So I would just ask that an arraignment date be set and he'd be released to pretrial services or a reduced bond of $1,100.
Okay, Mr. Cazares, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm doing that for a few reasons, namely the age of the underlying case and the fact that there's good reason to believe, given the age of the underlying case, that the mailing of the summons went to an address that's no longer good. But if I release you, I'm going to impose some conditions, sir, and I need you to abide by those. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay. So the first condition is that you not drive without a valid driver's license. You possess no firearms or weapons. You consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. You have no contact with the alleged victims. I think I've said it, but the public defender is appointed to represent you. Are you willing to follow all those conditions, sir?
I am.
Okay. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be an arraignment in Superior Court. That is 1 week from today. 1 week from today on Wednesday, October 15th, 1:30 in the afternoon. As you certainly learned by now, if you fail to appear at that court date or any future court date, a warrant could issue for your arrest and so on and so forth. So really important that you not only stay in contact with your attorney, but you come to future court dates, because if you don't, then unfortunate things like this morning can occur. You understand all that?
Yep.
All right, you are excused, sir. Have a good day.
Scott.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Gary Edward Cox.
All right. Mr. Cox, this is your initial appearance, sir. You are being seen on charges that include allegations of possession of narcotic drug, a couple counts of that, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So you have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. Mr. Santini is seated to your left for the purpose of this hearing. And so he's able to assist this morning. From this hearing onward, you're going to be represented by the public defender who I'm appointed to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I have reviewed the interim complaint, the state's recommendation that includes a release to pretrial services with setting of a steps court hearing, and also information supplied by pretrial services that indicates that it appears that you are eligible for steps. Mr. Poston, anything further you wanted to add?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Santini.
I think we release under pretrial services and waive time on the PhD.
Okay, it makes sense to me, so I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, sir, but it's really important, a couple things, that you abide by the conditions I'm going to tell you about right now, and that you attend all future court dates. So the conditions include possessing no firearms or weapons, consuming no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or treatment by pretrial services. We're waiving time for the preliminary hearing date. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about steps in a moment here. Okay, so steps, sir, is we have the Pima County Superior Court, and the Pima County has a program called steps. What it is, in a nutshell, is it gives you an opportunity to participate in a substance abuse treatment program that is tailored to your specific needs, sir. And you kind of the carrot and the stick, I guess, if you want to call it that, is that if you abide by the terms and conditions of the STEPS program, you do what the program asks of you, then it's possible, if not likely, that these charges would be dismissed and the whole case goes away. Is that something that you're interested in, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. So what we're doing in light of you're interested in that, and you're interested in that, is we're setting a steps hearing. It's 1 week from today, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, 9 o'clock in the morning. And so it's really important that you go to that court date, sir. That's 1 week from today in Superior Court downtown. So between now and that next hearing, stay in contact with your attorney and stay in contact with pretrial services. And so if you do that, you show up to that court date, then you're moving in the right direction, and hopefully you can work your way towards a dismissal. We are moving the preliminary hearing date out to November 24th, 2025. And so that's just something to be dealt with in the future, sir. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay. Important to note that if you do not appear for any of the next court dates you may have, a warrant may issue for arrest, and you could find yourself back in custody. You have a good day, sir.
No, you too, sir. Thank you.
Have a good look, man.
Davila. This way. Here, right there.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Ernesto Davila.
All right, Mr. Davila, this is your initial appearance. Anything you say, I'm sorry, you have been arrested for charges that include possession of narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I am appointing the public defender's office for all future hearings. For today's sake, Mr. Santini to your left will help you out. And so in order to prepare for this hearing, sir, I have reviewed the interim complaint, the state's recommendation, which reflects release to pretrial services, and the information supplied by pretrial services. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Santini, from you, sir.
Judge, we'd be asking for his release to pretrial services and waiving time for the step state.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Davila, you may have heard me say this to other folks, but looks like you're eligible for this STEPS program. What it is it's a drug treatment program where basically if you are willing to engage in it, you follow the directives that they give you, then what happens is, or what could happen is the entire case could be dismissed and it goes away. So that can be a really good outcome. So are you interested in participating in that, sir?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a we're going to set a preliminary hearing date on November 24th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon. Your next hearing, though, is going to be a STEPS hearing. That's 1 week from today on Wednesday, October 15th at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services, sir, with these additional conditions. Specifically that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. I'm appointing the public defender, as I've said, and we are waiving time for the preliminary hearing. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Could you please tell me your name?
Cristobal Daniel Diaz.
All right, Mr. Diaz, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested for some counts that include possession of a narcotic drug for sale and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. And just a second. All right, and sir, I am appointing the legal advocate to represent you, sir. And so you're going to get paperwork that has their information on it. For the purpose of today's hearing, you are represented by Mr. Santini, who's seated to your left. And so in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I have reviewed information that is in the interim complaint that was filed, the state's recommendation of $15,000 plus release to pretrial services if that is posted, and then additionally information that has been supplied by pretrial services. Mr. Santini.
Judge, leaning towards Mr. Diaz's release. He's lived in Arizona for 40 years with extensive community ties. He's has full-time employment in 3 different positions, and his mother verified third-party custody of him. If you're not inclined to release him, Judge, we would ask for a more reasonable bond.
And jail, is there a hold in place for Mr. Diaz?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Diaz, I said that because it looks like you may be on probation on a Cochise County case that includes allegations of driving under the influence, aggravated driving under the influence. In light of that, sir, I am going to hold you in a bond. Give me just a second. I'm going to hold you on a bond of $5,000, sir. I'm doing that because of the fact that, well, you're on probation. It appears on that Cochise County case, and you have other prior felony convictions that predate that, including a history of driving under the influence. New allegations are a little concerning too. So for that reason, I'm imposing a $5,000 bond. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That is going to be in Pima County Superior Court, 1:30 in the afternoon. That's on Monday, October 20th, 2025. In the event that you are able to post the bond and you find yourself out of custody, then you are ordered not to drive without a valid license, to consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons, submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, and that covers it. As I've said to other folks, sir, in the event that you find yourself out of custody and you do not appear, if you were to not appear at a future court date, a warrant may issue for your arrest, sir, and you could find yourself back in the jail. Do you understand that? Okay. And so that covers the felony matter. Now we have a city court matter, which includes allegations of a driving on a suspended license, yes, and this is something that the city prosecutor's office is moving to dismiss. It relates to the driving with a suspended license allegation is being dismissed. So that dispenses of that case. And just for the record, that involves allegations that occurred last night around 8 p.m. at Grant and Stone. So I would imagine that relates to potentially the new arrest as well. In any event, the city court case is being dismissed, sir. So that's all there is to say about that. You are excused.
That's what I would say. It's good.
Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Juan Duarte.
All right, good morning, Mr. Duarte. This is your initial appearance. You're being seen on matters out of a new felony matter and then also some misdemeanor matters, all alleged to have occurred yesterday on the 7th. The felony matter includes an allegation of trafficking in stolen property. The misdemeanor matters include an allegation of theft by control, criminal damage, and 2 domestic violence related counts alleging an act of assault and an act of disorderly conduct. So you have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about these cases can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney on the felony case. Mr. Santini is going to be helping you out this morning. You see it to your left. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you at future hearings. In order to prepare for this morning's hearing, sir, I've reviewed the interim complaint, which details the allegations as it relates to the felony case, the information supplied by pretrial services, and the recommendation by the state, which $1,000 bond with release to pretrial services if that's posted. Mr. Poston, anything further, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Give me just a second. Okay, Mr. Duarte, if I release you to the supervision of pretrial services and I'm going to tell you some conditions, are you willing to follow those conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So these conditions include possessing no firearms or weapons, consuming no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim. That appears to be Miss Alvarado. And so no contact means no contact. You got to stay away. You are not to return to the incident location. Are you willing to follow those conditions, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have stuff at the incident location or at the victim's residence that you need to get?
Yes, sir. I'm yes.
Okay. All right. So what you can do, sir, is you may return with a police escort to pick up whatever belongings you need to get. That's just the process for doing this in these types of circumstances. So please make sure that you follow that process, sir. Given your willingness to follow those conditions, sir, I am going to release you to pretrial services. And so your next court date, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's on October 28th, 2025, 1:30 in the afternoon. So that takes care of the felony. Let me talk to you real quick about the misdemeanor, and then we'll get you on your way. So in that case, sir, again, it involves allegations related to an event that happened yesterday, domestic violence allegations, and so forth. On that case, I'm going to release you on your promise to appear. Conditions include, again, no firearms, weapons, no illegal drugs or alcohol, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with the victims, do not return to the incident location unless you do so with that police escort, as I mentioned. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be an arraignment October 20th at 10:30 in the morning in front of Judge Steele. That's a different courthouse. Your misdemeanor matters are handled out of Justice Court here downtown, felony matter out of Superior Court, also downtown. Any questions for me, sir?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Judge, what time was it on that Justice Court matter?
Yeah, sorry, it's 10:30 in the morning on October 20th. That's a Monday.
And just for clarification, maybe for the court's record, the victim in the felony matter is actually Miss Escobedo, his mother. The misdemeanor matter would be Miss Alvarado.
Got it. Sorry about that.
Just for clarification of the order.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So yes, thank you for raising that, counsel. So as it relates to the victim for any of the domestic violence allegations, you are to have no contact with them in the manner and under circumstances I described. As it relates to the misdemeanor charges, and what was the victim's name again, counsel? On the
Maria Escobedo.
Okay, so as it relates to Miss Escobedo, you're to have no contact with her. Is that a location where you have property, sir, or is that something separate?
Yes, I don't have no property at the Alvarado one, but I do have property at my mother's house.
Got it. Okay, so sounds good. So again, just follow that same process, sir, with having that law enforcement escort, and everything should be just fine, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. You have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, you're good. Wait,
I'll
gotta
get
give
the
this-
paperwork for it.
Yeah. All right. Best of luck, man.
Thank you, sir.
No worries. Have a good one.
Mr. Gardner?
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
This is your initial, could you please tell me your name?
All right, Philip Michael Gardner.
Mr. Garner, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on a warrant that stems from charges relating to an allegation that you stole and or trafficked in certain property, including bricks and so forth. It's important to note you have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. Mr. Santini is seated next to you for the purpose of this hearing, and the public defender's office will be appointed to represent you at all future hearings. So a question for you, sir. Do you have a current address, sir?
Just the address that I was arrested at last,
Okay.
which is why I don't understand, because they never sent me no mail or
Yeah,
anything.
they did it.
Right. So what I show is that the summons that was previously mailed was sent to general delivery. So I'm wondering if we have anything better than that this morning, and we may not. I just am trying to get that cleared up if we can.
We do, Judge. It's on the booking sheet. It's the Marsteller Road address.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So, sir, in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I've reviewed certain things. That includes the information supplied by pretrial services, the information that is contained on some of the warrant documents. I took a look at the indictment, and additionally, the state's recommendation is that I hold you on a $25,000 bond, plus to release to pretrial services in the event that you post that bond. Mr. Poston, did you want to be heard further on that, sir?
Your Honor, the state is of the opinion that the warrant is set at the amount for a reason, and the court the state asks the court to honor the amount.
Thank you. Mr. Santini.
Judge, I'd be asking for Mr. Gardner's release to pretrial services, noting that the warrant was sent to general delivery after being dismissed initially. He is employed currently, and he does have housing at this time, which I think may have changed. 3-3 on the scale, so on the lower end of things. It has to criminal history, Judge. He has a nonviolent history with no incidents. Since he was arrested on this one, but his only prior is from 2020 out of Texas, and it looks like there was no. It looks like he received probation on that one. So for those reasons, we asked for pretrial. If not, Judge, I'd ask for a more reasonable bond of $11 million.
Okay. Mr. Gardner, if I release you to pretrial services, will you abide by the terms and conditions that I tell you got to follow?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And the reason why I'm willing to entertain this is because it looks like the prior filing, when you were released to pretrial services, was dismissed and then refiled, at which point that new summons was mailed to a bad address. So I'm willing to take a chance on you, sir, but it really depends on you making good on that and the conditions that I tell you. And it's above and beyond on that is going to be showing up to your next court date. Are you willing to do what I'm about to tell you?
I am willing to do it, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, sir. And so conditions include possessing no firearms or weapons, consuming no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or treatment by pretrial as they tell you to do. You're to have no contact with the alleged victims. Do not return to the incident location. And then your next court date, sir, is going to be an arraignment. And that's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. So 1 week from today, 1:30 in the afternoon, next Wednesday, your arraignment, Superior Court. Please stay in contact with your attorney between now and that next hearing. Please remember to stay in touch with pretrial services too. You do all that, you can stay out of custody, sir, but if you fail to abide by pretrial services directives or you do not show up to that next hearing or a future hearing, you could find yourself back in custody and again before the court talking about a possible bond. You understand all that, sir?
I do.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you.
Lord. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Please tell me your name.
Ronnie Hill.
All right, thank you, sir. And Mr. Hill, before I launch into this, I want to let you know that your mother, Stella, is present in the courtroom today. And, sir, if you could, this is your initial appearance. You are being seen this morning on new charges that include allegations of possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of a narcotic drug for sale, an allegation that you possessed a firearm as a prohibited possessor, and that you possessed a firearm during a felony drug offense. You, sir, have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney as this case progresses. Mr. Santini is going to represent you today for the purpose of this hearing. And so in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I've reviewed certain materials. That includes the interim complaint, which includes allegations about the new case, the state's recommendation, which includes a bond request of $25,000, plus pretrial services in the event that you are released, and additionally, the information supplied by pretrial services. So, Mr. Poston, anything to add to your $25,000 request, sir?
No, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Santini.
Judge, I'd be asking for Mr. Hill's release to pretrial services, noting that this is his first law enforcement contact since 2001, so it's over 24 years. He clearly has community support from his mother's presence in the gallery there. He's a lifelong Tucsonan, and he does have part-time employment as well. If you're not inclined to release him, Judge, I would be asking for a more reasonable bond of $1,100 given his indigency.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hill, if I release you today, are you willing to follow the terms and conditions I tell you you must follow?
Sir.
Okay, that's a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So in light of that, sir, I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services with the following conditions. Sir, you are ordered not to possess any firearms or weapons. You are ordered not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You are to submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. Your next hearing is October 28th. That's at the end of the month at 1:30 in the afternoon. That will be a preliminary hearing. Really, really important that between now and that next hearing, you stay in contact with your attorney and you stay in contact with pretrial services. You're willing to do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in light of that, you are released to pretrial services, sir. And with all the other orders that I just issued, and thank you very much, sir, you are excused.
Mr. Kennedy.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Brandon Kennedy.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. Yes, sir, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested for charges relating to simple drug possession, specifically possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Santini to your left is helping you this morning. We are appointing the public defender in order to represent you for all future hearings. In order to prepare for this hearing, sir, I've reviewed information supplied by pretrial services. I've also reviewed the interim complaint that was supplied and the state's recommendation, which is released to pretrial services for the steps court hearing. Anything further, Mr. Poston
No, Judge.
and Mr. Santini?
Sounds like a plan. We'll waive time on the steps, or we'll waive time on the PhD.
All right, so Mr. Kennedy, so you are eligible for a program called STEPS. You may have heard me say it to other folks, maybe yes, maybe no. What it is it's a drug treatment program that basically, if you attend certain treatment classes and abide by the terms and conditions that they tell you, if you do what they ask you to do, then the case can be dismissed and the entire thing can go away. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Are you interested in participating in that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in light of that, what we're going to do is we are going to continue your preliminary hearing date to November 24th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon. So that's like the Monday of the week of Thanksgiving, November 24th. But before that, we're going to set a steps hearing. That's going to be 1 week from today, Wednesday, October 15th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court. Really important that you attend that hearing, sir, 1 week from today, 9 o'clock in the morning. Because, failure to do so could mean certain things. It could mean that a warrant gets issued for your arrest, and it could mean that you could potentially lose the ability to participate in the program. I think that, I can't remember if I've said this or not, I'm going to order no firearms or weapons, no alcohol, illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or directed as pretrial services, and we're waiving time on that preliminary hearing date. The two big takeaways, sir, here are that you need to stay in contact with pretrial services, you need to stay in contact with your attorney, and we'll see you back in Fort 1 week from today on the 15th, and hopefully everything goes well, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Mr. Lyons?
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Wyatt Lyons.
All right. Mr. Lyons, I'm seeing you on a few matters. The first we're going to talk about is a felony that is alleging an allegation that you possess a narcotic drug and that you also possess drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during the proceedings. Mr. Santini to your left is going to help you out today. If you cannot afford an attorney, well, we're going to appoint one either way. We're going to appoint the public defender. And in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I have reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services workup, and also a recommendation by the state. Mr. Poston, it looks like the bond amount is not filled in there. What was the state's request?
Oh, forgive me, Your Honor. I'm sorry, Your Honor. The feed's breaking up. We're speaking about Mr.
Lyons. So yeah, just the bond amount at the top is just, I show it as blank. I don't know if you had a specific recommendation.
One moment.
Oh, sorry.
Apologies, give me just a second. Released to pretrial and screened for steps. We're looking at because these are charges of narcotic drug possession of paraphernalia.
Yes, that's right. Give me just a second. Okay.
So it's PTS and screen.
Understood. Understood. Mr. Santini?
That sounds like a good idea to me, Judge. We'll wait time on the PhD.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this, Mr. Santini. I'm likely going to be holding him on a nominal bond on at least one, or if not more, of his misdemeanor failures to appear. How would you like to handle the felony in light of that?
This is what I feared, Judge. Well, I think that I would just ask for a nominal bond as well on the felony, and then we wouldn't waive time on the PhD.
Okay, understood. So, Mr. Lyons, what all this means is that I'm going to hold you on a $250 bond as it relates to the felony. And the reason why I'm doing that, sir, is because from where I sit, it seems to me like you have a real difficulty coming to court. And so because of that, I would have let you out, but I'm not because you have a difficulty coming to court. So in light of that, what we're going to do is we're going to set a preliminary hearing on October 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You are still eligible for the STEPS program, so that could be a good outcome for you, sir, on this case. And so what we're going to do for that is we're going to set a hearing on October 15th. That's Wednesday, October 15th at 9 o'clock in the morning, 1 week from today. And so what this STEPS program is, you may have heard me say it to somebody else, it's a drug treatment program. If you abide by the terms and conditions that they tell you to abide by, it's entirely possible that this felony case could be dismissed. It goes away entirely. Are you interested in giving that a shot, sir?
Sure.
Okay. So in light of that, we're going to set that STEPS hearing 1 week from today. Additional conditions, sir, if you do post that bond and you find yourself released, are to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Now, as it relates to the felony, I'm sorry, the misdemeanor, sorry. Give me just a second. So the first one we're going to talk about is out of Marana City Court. That is relating to a couple allegations that you failed to appear for hearings up there. On that case, I'm going to hold you on a bond of $350. That's what Marana is asking for. And it's going to be just a second. Looks like you may have so you have multiple failures to appear, sir, on different court numbers out of Marana Municipal Court. I'm going to pose a $350 bond on each of them, but they're going to be concurrent. So it's one $350 bond for your Marana stuff. I'm appointing Janet Alstruler to represent you on that, sir. Your next hearing is going to be a review hearing actually later today. We'll see if it can happen. You may go straight to it. It's going to be at noon, and it's going to be by video up at Marana. And so that is going to happen. Your order not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, sir. And you're advised that if you do post bond on that case, you get out again, you fail to appear, you could find yourself back in custody after a warrant gets issued for your arrest, sir. Any questions for me on that?
No.
All right. Okay. So got a couple more matters and then you'll be on your way. So we have a couple matters out of justice court. So these are failures to appear that relate to shoplifting, an allegation of shoplifting. On that one, we're going to set an in custody arraignment tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That's October 9th, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. To set a bond of $250. Your order not to go back to the incident location. Possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. On that case, I'm appointing Christian Salter. He's going to represent you on your justice court cases. The $250 bond I just imposed is going to be a concurrent bond across your justice court cases. So that means one bond for all those cases. Okay?
All right.
And then finally, your last justice court matter, sir, $250 bond on that. That relates to a claim that you failed to appear. Reference a shoplifting allegation that occurred in 2025. $250 bond on that case. It's going to be concurrent, as I said. Christian Salter is appointed to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a in custody case management conference tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. And so you'll be taken to that, and then that covers it. Any questions for me, sir?
No.
All right, you're excused. Thank you. Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Becky Lee Morales.
Ms. Morales, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on charges relating to possession of narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, ma'am. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Santini to your left is going to help you this morning. We are appointing the public defender to the legal advocate to represent you at all future hearings. And so I got to see on the felony matter, and then there's a couple other misdemeanor matters. So in order to prepare for this morning's matter, I've reviewed the interim complaint, I've reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, and I've also reviewed the state's recommendation, which is pretrial services and set of steps hearing. Anything further on that, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Santini.
Judge, we would be asking for the same and waiving time on the steps or on the PH date. I'd like to know if you are inclined to hold her on a nominal bond that the city court failures to appear, those are pretty old. Those come from 2020. So I think giving her a shot to make those court dates may prove beneficial this time around.
Okay, Ms. Morales, your attorney makes a good pitch. If I release you on these matters, are you willing to attend your next court dates and abide by the other terms and conditions that I give you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. In light of that, on the felony matter, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. Your next hearing is going to be a steps hearing, which is going to be 1 week from today, October 15th, 9 o'clock in Pima County Superior Court. So really, really important that you stay in contact with your attorney and that you stay in contact with pretrial services, because if you don't hold up your end of the bargain, a new warrant could issue. You could lose out on steps, which I'm going to talk to you about right now.
Okay.
Steps is a drug treatment program where, folks, they take care of what steps asks of them, and that includes certain treatment requirements, attending sessions, and so forth. If you do what the steps program asks of you, then the entire case could be dismissed. This felony case goes away. Is that something that you're interested in, ma'am?
Yeah.
So your next hearing then is, again, that steps hearing 1 week from today. We're going to extend the preliminary hearing to Monday, November 24th, 2025, 1:30 in the afternoon. And we are waiving time for the preliminary hearing. Additional conditions as part of that pretrial services release is that you possess no firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. So thank you very much, ma'am. That covers your felony matter. Now let's move on to the misdemeanor. They're out of Tucson City Court, ma'am, and they include allegations that you committed theft, criminal trespass in the third degree, and also an allegation of disorderly conduct. So as Mr. Santini mentioned, the warrants are kind of old. So that's part of the reason why I'm willing to take a chance on you today, ma'am. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on these. Your next hearing is going to be a pre-trial hearing, and it's going to be on November 12th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon in Tucson City Court, which is also downtown.
Okay.
So as part of that, you are going to be ordered to possess and consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with the alleged victims, and do not go to the victim's residence or place of work or the incident. And because of this matter, ma'am, I am not appointed attorney to represent you. And so that covers the Tucson City matters. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You are excused.
So next Wednesday, we're going to go to the hearing and they'll get you set up with treatment, all right? Okay. The ends in sight. Thank you, Beth. Here we go, Ms. Morale.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Could you please tell me your name?
Stephen Lewis Westrop.
Mr. Westrop, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested for charges that include possession of a narcotic drug for sale, possession of a dangerous drug for sale, possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. Mr. Santini is going to help you out today. He's seated to your left. For the purpose of all future hearings, we are appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for today's hearing, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, the interim complaint, which details the allegations that are encompassed in this new arrest. When I say new arrest, it references an allegation of events that occurred on September 16th of 2025. And then finally, I've reviewed the state's recommendation, which is $25,000 with a release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further, sir?
No, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Santini.
Judge weighing towards releasing the 3-3 on the scales, lifelong Tucsonan. And his mother has given her address for mailing. If you are inclined to hold him, Judge, we would ask for a more reasonable bond of $1,100, given his non-violent criminal history and agency.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Westrope, I am going to order a bond of $7,500. That's going to be a cash-only bond. And that bond is informed by the fact that these allegations involve the possession of allegedly 355 grams of meth, in addition to other drugs. So that's going to be a cash bond. Additionally, I'm setting a preliminary hearing on October 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's going to be in Pima County Superior Court. In the event that you post the bond, sir, you're going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. You are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs. We are appointing the public defender, as I mentioned. And sir, you're advised that if you post that bond or you otherwise fail to appear for a future hearing, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and you could find yourself back in custody. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Sorry.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. Tell me your name.
My name's Quincy.
All right, last name.
Right, Deontay?
Okay, got it. So, Mr. Wright, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested for charges that include possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. Mr. Santini is going to help you out today. For the purpose of any future hearings, we are appointing the legal defender to represent you, sir. And it is worth noting, sir, that I show that you have a Department of Corrections hold. So what that means is that no matter what I do today, you are going to be held in relation to that Department of Corrections hold. In order to prepare for today's hearing, sir, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services. I have, and it looks like you're already being held without bond, but I've reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is that you be released to the supervision of pretrial services with a steps hearing being set. Mr. Santini.
Judge, given that he is being held without bond, we just ask for a nominal bond in this case for time credits.
Okay, give me just a second. All right, a $500 bond in light of the fact that you have that hold. Sir, if you post that bond, well, it probably doesn't make sense for you to do that because you'll probably remain in custody. But if you were to find yourself out of custody for some reason, you are going to be supervised by pretrial services with these additional conditions. You're to possess no firearms or weapons. You're to consume no alcohol or drugs, illegal drugs. You're to submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on Monday, October 20th, 2025, 1:30 in the afternoon in Pima County Superior Court. And really, actually, yes. And so, Mr. Santini, is Mr. Wright interested in the steps option, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sorry, I neglected that. So, Mr. Wright, in light of that, what we're going to do is we're going to set two hearings. We're going to set, the first hearing is going to be a steps hearing, sir. It's 1 week from today on Wednesday, October 15th at 9 o'clock in Superior Court. And so, and that's going to be a steps hearing. So as you may have heard me say this to others, but steps is a drug treatment program where if you abide by the terms and conditions that steps asks you to follow, and you take care of business, then it's possible that this case gets dismissed and it goes away. Is that something you're interested in, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to set that steps hearing 1 week from today, next Wednesday. We're also setting that preliminary hearing on October 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Really important that you stay in contact with your attorney, and if you get released, sir, in contact with pretrial services, because the failure to do either of those or come to court could lead to additional ramifications. And so we do have one other matter out of city court I'm going to talk to you about, and that is reference something that is alleged to have happened this morning about 3:40 in the morning. And that includes charges of criminal trespass in the first degree, resisting arrest, and obstructing a public highway, sir. So in that case, sir, I'm actually going to release you. Given, I'm going to release you on that matter, sir. You're going to be seen. Well, give me just a second. Never mind. In light of the DOC hold, I'm actually going to hold you, sir, on a $100 bond. Reference this new city court matter, and that'll just help ensure that everything kind of sticks together, it tracks properly, and so forth. So I'm going to hold you on that $100 bond. Your next hearing is going to be a video review hearing, and that's going to be on October 17th, and that's going to be at 1:45 in the afternoon in front of a judge at city court. Your assigned judge is Judge Bond, so it's probably going to be him. And additionally, sir, in addition to that $100 bond, I'm imposing in the event that you're released, you possess no weapons or firearms. And we are going to appoint the city public defender and possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. So that covers it. Any questions for me, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely hurt by a German Shepherd.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I was hurt by a German Shepherd dog from a canine.
Okay.
For the police, and I just wanted to have some type of justice. You know, I didn't do nothing wrong.
Attorney about that, they'll be able to take the options.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't deal with that today, sir, but it's something you should certainly talk about, as Mr. Santini said. Give me just a second. And one last thing, and then you're out of here, sir, is I need to let you know that today is also the day for your arraignment on these city court charges. And so what that means is that I am going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You're presumed innocent, in addition to a warrant being issued for your arrest on that city court case. If you do not appear at the future hearing, then it's possible a trial could go forward in your absence. You could be convicted in absentia. You could lose a right of appeal. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Wright. You are excused. Yeah, I don't think I did. And counsel, anything further on either front?
No, Judge, thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for your
Have a good
patience
one,
with me as I cobble through it. Thanks.